France and the Slovak Republic. The French fans, as usual, are in raucous mood tonight. They're in a crazy mood, wearing chicken hats and things of that nature. And the Slovakian fans, without question, much more reserved but confident quietly. Belgium, Greece, and Spain won quarterfinals earlier in the day. Those teams have clinched spots in the FIBA Women's Basketball World Cup for next year. Well, Spain already had a place. France and the Slovak Republic will square off now. So the winner of this game will also clinch a spot in the World Cup and move a step closer to a EuroBasket Women medal. And obviously with Spain as the host nation, that means the next best 5 teams will get there. So the 5th and 6th place teams will, at this EuroBasket Women, seal spots. So I'm Jeff Taylor, and I'm joined by the erstwhile Shona Thorbernova. Thorbernova would be the Czech way of saying it. And it's a good day. As you recognize some of these fans because you play basketball in France these days. You played for Canada internationally, but you played a long time in France. And what is French basketball like? I mean, how much do they love their national team?
They absolutely love their women's national team, and they loved them before the 2012 London Olympics, where they came away with a silver medal. But ever since then, the popularity in women's basketball and almost basketball in general has risen, and these women are well known. They are supported. I mean, you can see it here with the French fans. And, you know, there's a reason, and it's very well deserved, and it's because they are incredibly successful.
And Slovakia has a history of basketball, primarily a successful history as Czechoslovakia, but the Slovakian women here have pulled off a surprise really by beating Ukraine, and Ukraine have been playing very well, so it was Slovakia that beat them in the quarterfinal qualifier to make it to Prague. And I think we kind of, the coaches of Voda, there on the end with the glasses, we kind of appreciated a little bit more Slovakia, their intelligence, their approach to the game. But the one thing about France is they've got history, they've got tradition, they've got talent. There's no substitute for having been in positions like this. And they're always in this position. They're always in the big games, and usually they win.
Yeah, let's say that France has money-time players. And in the clutch, games are typically always close with France. They're not a razzle-dazzle, score 80 points a game, incredibly well defensive-minded team. But in the clutch and in the money time, they know how to score. They have players who have done it time and time again, and that's how they get the wins. It doesn't matter if you win by 1 point or 30. A win's a win.
Well, both teams are on the court for the national anthems. Slovakia and France will hear Slovakia's national anthem first. So the pianist, bless him, was having a hard time keeping up with those fans. They were singing that national anthem just that little bit faster. And it was making the French players giggle, laugh, whatever you want to call it, brought a smile to their face. So they will shake hands with Slovakia, one of the surprise teams for what making it this far. I don't think many people expected him to be in the quarterfinals. Remember 2009 they made it to the quarterfinals. And that was in Latvia, in Riga. Now the referees tonight, all-male crew, Rossi, La Rocca, and Kozlovskis from Italy, España, and Latvia. Wearing the black, the men in black. So the lists, the squad lists, and for the Slovak Republic, Zirkova, number 7, unbelievable. What else can we say? Ruzicova, number 14, incredible performance in the last game. Those two players, Balantova was outstanding as well. Remenarova remains in the starting lineup. Vinyukhalova as well. Yurchenkova came off the bench and played very well last time against Ukraine. So how much confidence has Slovakia gotten from that game last time out? We shall see. For the French team, it's a who's who list of players. Niem, Epupa, Siak, Dumer, Michel, Ayayi, Skrela, Mint, Johannes, Chartreau, Amon, and Chachuan is back, and the coach is Valerie Garnier, and she will have Niem. It's a nice photo of her, isn't it? Siak, Dumer, Skrela, and Chachuan. So that is where we are, and it's the last EuroBasket Women, the last French national team campaign, or just the last EuroBasket Women for Dumer.
It is no, she is hanging it up after this summer. She is hanging up that famous number 9 jersey. And talk about the next young player who has to wear number 9 for France. Who knows, now with maybe the number changes in the FIBA game, they might retire the number and say no one in this world can wear number 9 again for France.
They have had famous teams, famous players. I wonder where she ranks overall. She leads France in rebounding and assists in this competition. 8.7 points, 5.7 rebounds, 5.3 assists, as you can see. But look at Zirkova, perfect from the free throw line, 13 of 13. And also, Zirkova has had a couple games where she caught fire for Coach Marian Vagoda. Say that 10 times. And that last game against Ukraine, when she started throwing in the threes, it was mission impossible, really, for Ukraine. Valerie Garnier has been at the helm for a while now. Used to be an assistant to Pierre Vincent, and now she's building her own reputation in her own right, and has coached at the Olympics last summer in Rio. Got them to the semifinals. They played very well against the USA, but lost, and then they fell hard to Serbia in the bronze medal game. So in some ways, the pressure is off Slovakia because a lot of people didn't expect them to be here. But in the other way, on the other hand, they need to take advantage of getting to the quarterfinals. If they can get a win, they're in the World Cup next year. If they get a loss, they've still got a chance, but they'll have to win another game.
And, you know, we talked about the matchup between Zirkova and Dumer. Zirkova with 7 of 13 from 3 in that must-win game against Ukraine. She is a veteran. She will go down as a legend in Slovak Republic as one of the greatest women's basketball player of all time. So it's going to be an amazing matchup. And you know what? You talked about Slovakia doesn't really have anything to lose. They don't necessarily have to play with pressure where Spain does. You know, they haven't necessarily blown out the field in group play. Yeah, sorry, the French team hasn't blown out the field in group play yet.
And the game just started.
So Dumer has her hands on the ball. Is this going to be another famous, fabulous finish for Celine Dumer, the woman that we always knew she was good, but we didn't know she was a superstar until the London Olympics. And since that time, one of France's most beloved sports people. And she might just have to play next year by popular demand. I wonder if they took like a referendum and voted that she had to play if she would play.
You know,
if they made it to
the
the
French
World
are
Cup.
famous for striking, so I would not be surprised if they strike for her to come back.
So Siak commits a foul, trying to set the screen. And Zhirkova has it up top. Now Ruzitskova bounce pass to Vinu-Khalova. And you can already see, like, against Ukraine, there was a little bit of a height advantage for Slovakia, it seemed. But here against France, you've got some big people in there, and the travel has been called on France.
You do, and you see Gael Skrilla with the start tonight, and that's to get a little bit of height on Zhirkova. And Skrilla is known as a defensive player.
Well, Zhirkova doesn't need much time. She missed the first one. She had an opening. She was going to take it. Tetuan drives in the lane. The foul. Foul call beforehand. And Tetuan again drives in, and that was Ramenarova, who, quite frankly, I think is just, she does things that you wouldn't expect her to do. I mean, I think she's a lot better. I wonder if it's the wingspan that maybe we're deceived by, that she has, that we're not fully aware. Well, Ruzitskova, in those bright-colored shoes, goes to work in the lane.
You know, I don't mind that shot because she's trying to attack Siak. Siak already has one foul, so if you can get second foul on Siak, that's to Slovakia's advantage.
Nice defensive play from Vinu-Khalova. And a charge now on Valentova. A little bit out of control. And Dean Meehan off the front of the rim. And now it's Valentova time. Svoboda standing up, hands on hip. Ramenarova for three, that's short. And Slamova is going to come into the game. And her role has increased with Palenikova being out with injury, and she seems to have gone up in the estimation of the coach. And he puts her into the game just 2.5 minutes after the start.
Yeah, you know, Valentova has 2 fouls, so he really can't afford to leave her in.
Celine Moment has the French going up by 4. Her first 2 points of the game. So there's no doubt about it, she's going to be a headline name here for France over the last 3 games if they're going to do something. Ramenarova, entry pass to Vinu-Khalova, rather, and you can see they're just, she's kind of just flinging the ball up there. It doesn't look like it's going to have much chance going in.
You know, if you look at, you see Celine Dumerc with her, yeah, I mean, she's going to her strong hand, so they need to do a better job of cutting her off, slowing her down, especially when she's going left. That's the way she wants to go. But you see Slovakia, this is the tallest team that they have had to go up against. Would you not say?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, so, you know, it's a tall order for Slovakia now. And we saw them, you know, before the Ukraine game, I said that they're very, I'm not really sure what happened here, do you?
Oh,
It's a jump ball. It means ball for Slovakia.
let's see if I can determine this. So this could be Slovakia ball. You know that much.
Maybe they said the ball hit the rim, so it should have been their ball.
Yes, indeed. And it doesn't matter because France got it back. Dumeric getting in. Now to Deandre Chachouan. Now Miam, who has that soft shot, but Siak goes up. Strong rebound. I'm not sure what the overall call was last time. Well, Skrela knocks in her first jumper. Yeah, so that was the first. I think the scoreboard might have been wrong before as well, because we got some different scores here. So the Skrela shot makes it 5-0. It wasn't 4-0. So yeah, that's what confused me initially. Was Dumeric's layup was the first basket for France, and on the scoreboard it said that they were up 4-0. Anyway, last game of the day. Scorekeepers had a long day. Remarova. So finally, the Slovaks on the board. Took nearly 3 minutes and 40 seconds. Up by 3, and Slamova. Can't put your hands on Dumeric. It's funny that we don't, you know, Orosova's not in the starting lineup tonight. She's been one of their more consistent players, really, on both sides. Certainly defensively.
It just.
The ball goes out of bounds off Nina Kolova.
It was a very good job of Nina Kolova getting her hands up, because that was going to be an easy 2-point basket for Andy Miam.
So Yurchenkova and Orosova are over on the sidelines. Anyway, Miam hits a mid-range jumper. And France with a 7-2 lead.
Andy Miam has been in the previous 3 games leading France in scoring with 13.7, so expect her to be a big part of their offense.
Rusitskova, that was soft jump, soft touch.
A little hook shot, and that's what they have to do because France is so tall, so you kind of have to protect your shot, and you know, that was a great hook shot.
And Miam bounced past Siak. She saw the double, and Siak didn't use the backboard. She just tried to put it up over now.
No, I think she's regretting not using the backboard now.
Yeah. Zirkova doesn't want to force it, but she hands it off now. And Slamova, unsuccessful. Now France with a 3-on-1. And slow getting back was Zirkova and Slovakia. And that is going to bring a timeout.
Timeout, Slovakia.
By the Slovakians. So the score is 9-4. They haven't registered it yet on the scoreboard, but that was Rusitskova scoring.
Yeah, it is 9-4. So those just following live stats actually have the correct score. And something that is unique about France is in the previous 3 games, all 12 players have played. You know, that they have such a deep and talented bench that Coach Garnier can just keep going. If someone else doesn't work, she goes down the line. So she gives everyone that opportunity. If they're playing well, you know you're going to stay on, and you know you're going to get back in. Maybe tonight's not your night. It's okay because someone else is going to step up. And you talk about these tournaments where you have a lot of games in a very short period of time. It's important to have a deep bench because I do believe that those are the teams who we're going to see on the podium, the ones who have bench contribution and just scoring off the bench. I mean, it's so important defensively as well.
Now we're back to live action. It's Zirkova. Zirkova hasn't really got it going yet. And she's the player. Rizitskova, again, soft shot. Vinu Halova was boxing out. And Mariella Mott has come into the game. Slamova went for the steal. So perhaps a little more gambling here by the defense from the Slovakians. And Amont kind of stumbled. Oh, what a play from Vinu Halova. How in the world?
Through the legs, saves it.
And Slamova open.
They're a little short. They look a little tired.
Good hustle from Deandra Chatuan getting down. Sarah Michel. And another foul called on Slovakia. So it's a really kind of a start and stop game so far. Krupa, meanwhile, is going to come into the game. And Chartreau as well. Duret and Indy Mian, two linchpins in this France team for so long. We're going to take a rest. Romanova, meanwhile, goes out. And coming into the game for Slovakia is it Orosova finally? Yes, she's coming into the game. And she immediately boxes out. Oh, and a jump ball has been called. Slamova helped up by Sarah Michel, who has just been a terrific player for so long. Well, I say for so long, since 2013, when she really burst onto the scene. And also, Chatuan goes out, and Valerie Ayayi comes in, tucking in her shirt. So Ayayi almost immediately into the game has to come in, and Yurchenkova now is going to come into the game for the Slovaks, for Ruzitskova.
Substitution Slovakia with number 13 in the game goes Anna Yurchenkova.
I mean, nothing wrong at this stage with Slovakia down 9-4, but still haven't seen. You know, if you remember in their last game, as Ayayi makes the first free throw, they really started fast against Ukraine and made the statement and kind of took them out of the game. And now they've kind of fallen back into that cycle of falling behind, playing from behind, trying to catch up. We just saw that burst of scoring from Zirkova last time.
And, you know, I think that just shows maybe a little intimidation factor. They're not getting a lot of good, which
Zirkova took the bump. Orosova gets the rebound, put back. I really like her. She seems to make plays. Surprising that she wasn't in that lineup at the start of the game. Miss now from France. And another jump ball.
And, you know, right now, this style of play is actually in France's benefit. You know, we talked earlier, they're not a team. They're not going to get out. They don't take really ill-advised shots. So France doesn't mind only being a 5. They've been in this situation time and time again, and they're okay. They're not a team who's going to be up 20 points after the first quarter, even after the first half. They just sort of, you know, they'll play strong, they'll play good defense, and just let the 40 minutes sort of tick away.
Oh, nice find, and Yurchenkova misses the layup. But apparently she was fouled. Once again, Amont call for the foul. Slovak Republic They're tied up with the jump ball as their possession, and Zirkova pushed it up the floor quickly and got it to Yurchenkova. And stays out. And she was immense the other day against Ukraine. And again, they desperately need her to go well, but she's had an inauspicious start.
Yeah, you know, she was huge for them off the bench against Ukraine. She was 5 for 6 from the field, 14 points and 9 rebounds. You'd love to see her have a game like that tonight against France.
Pupo drives in and has it taken away by Zirkova. Now maybe this will get Zirkova going. Bounce pass, Yurchenkova. France's defense seems to have the Slovakians tied up in knots, and it forces the turnover. And here comes a Yayi. And it's good.
You don't see France fast break a lot, but if they do, they're going to score.
Oh, and Pupa now just takes it right away from Slamova. And she goes in and draws the foul. And how about that? 5 quick points, and it's all because of the French defense.
And that's what they're known for. So that's what they're going to do, especially Popa. You know, give Celine Dumerc a few minutes, catch her breath, get her legs under her. Hey, you know what, Popa, your job is to annoy the other team's point guard as much as possible, and you saw the benefits of that right there.
Do you find her annoying when you play against her?
No comment.
Wait for the ball, please.
Rudasova's come into the game, number 8 for the Slovaks.
16-6 for France.
So now it's a 10-point lead. It was 11-6, and they had the ball, Slovakia. So, you know, the French can put points on the board quickly. And now another interception, just a telegraph pass from Yurchenkova. Sotero turns, scores. Sotero making her presence felt, and then Zirkova doesn't control herself at all, slams right in to the defense.
And nothing seems to be going right for Slovakia right now. I mean, you know, you look at the replay and Ayayi was there. I think Zirkova is trying to get something going for her team. She's trying to play fast, she's trying to be aggressive, and it's not working to her advantage right now.
She's got to be careful. She's got 2 fouls.
We saw her get into foul trouble, I think it was the first game of this tournament. Yeah, see, but you know, you bring in Balantova, and Balantova has 2 fouls.
But Balantova, I mean, those 2 players right there are the 2 players that the Slovaks need more than anything to get it going. And neither of them, I mean, if they've been playing an average of 7.5 out of 10 in terms of quality, today they're down around 1 or 2. I mean, they haven't been at the races. And Johannes finally checks into the game. Wonder what took so long for her to get out here. And Yurchenkova comes out and commits the foul. That is number 6. And that is free throws.
Let's look at this lineup that France has on right now. So let's talk about the future of France basketball, even with the retirement of Celine Dumerc, which is going to come after this summer. Right now on the court, you have Olivia Popa. She's 23 years old. You have Valerie Ayayi. She's 23 years old. You have Marine Johannes. She's 22 years old. You have Alexia Chartero. She's 18.
Gosh.
And then you have Marielle Lamont. Okay, she's 27, but that's a lot of life left in her basketball career. So do you think the French Federation is just salivating with what they see right now?
Yep, they're just rubbing their hands with glee. They're thinking we're going to be most likely at a lot of these competitions challenging for medals. And another foul. Slovakia, who just are like going nowhere fast. I think what's interesting to me as well about France is I do think that those players are exciting. Ayayi has the capacity to really excel. There's the Greeks watching because they're going to play the winner of this game. They've already lost to France once in this competition. They've got Epupa, Johannes. Epupa is like Greece lightning, and perhaps her basketball skills are underrated a little bit. Yurchenko with the rebound. And Johannes, look at that, Epupa. Oh gosh, she lost it. She took it and then she lost it. Now Balantova, they've got a little bit of an advantage. Balantova drives in, tries to hand it to Yurchenkova, and it goes back. And Yurchenkova's struggles continue this game. Johannes from the baseline. Oh, goodness gracious, almost made that after hitting the top of the backboard. Kudasova and Ayayi reaches in and commits the foul.
You know, we just saw the Greeks there watching this game because they're getting a little early scouting report, which, you know, I saw the French coaches over there and they were watching the Greece-Turkey game as well. And you mentioned they played each other earlier in this tournament. So they actually played each other on Monday. France were the winners by 70 to 63. So by no means was it a blowout. It was a very close game. And that's going to be an exciting game to watch. You know, Maltzy had 21 points in that game. She was extraordinary again today. So if it is France that they play, expect a spectacular game.
The miss, and that is how it finishes. Very long. First one, it's France leading it 21-6.
And I talked about how France doesn't typically score 80 points a game. So if they keep up this rate of scoring, I will be wrong yet again.
And it's a horror show for the Slovak shooting there. 2 of 16 from the floor. Well, there were a lot of highlights for the French, and really where it turned the game big time for France. It was 11-6. The Slovakians had the ball. They were coming down. Turnover. Basket. Next possession almost immediately after turnover. Basket, three-point play. 5 consecutive points. And it hasn't been anything close since, really. And Slovakia just, the other day against Ukraine, were just so thoroughly precise, exact, focused, concentrated, confident. And honestly, today we haven't seen any of that. And Svoboda, the coach, made an interesting decision about his starting lineup tonight. I mean, for some reason he left Odosova on the bench. And I don't know if maybe she doesn't feel well.
Yeah, I don't know if it was matchup reasons who France put out there, but you know, France's starting three was Chechon, who's tall, and Orisova has the better matchup with that, you would think.
I don't know. I mean, she's been one of the more consistent performers. Ramenrova's still over on the bench. She started doing some stretching as if she's going to get into the game. Or maybe just letting her coach know that she's ready. A little bit of pressure outside. Ayayi passes up the jumper. The Slovaks get a hand on it, and Shotaro misses from long range. And into Yurchenkova, and she gets an easy one.
She does. That was a nice little step to the move, kind of in traffic.
I mean, to be fair, you know, they've had a couple of shots like that, and they've turned them into bad misses, but they'd still be trailing pretty badly. Merrick back into the game. Siak. She backs up. Rusitskova and misses. So the deficit is 13 points. And now Balantova calls the play. And Balantova pulls up at the line, is short. And it's going to be Slovakian ball.
And you know, just looking at the statistics after the first quarter, 14% from field goal is, you know, that's tough, but it's also the 6 turnovers. You're taking away shots and opportunities to score. And then you look at France, they have 10 points in the paint compared to Slovakia's 4, and also bench points, 12-2 in favor of the French.
Well, they get it inside again, but Yurchenkova passes it over to Ruzicova, who has a nice soft jump shot. Well, maybe she could have just taken the shot herself, but she got it to a teammate, and it's back to an 11-point deficit. Now Johannes dribbles between the legs. Mian, good. The size of Mian, the soft touch, the confidence that she takes that jump shot with, and great play from Dumerc, but then she throws it into the hands of Dudasova.
Yeah, and she's mad at herself because she knows you're not supposed to save the ball out of bounds underneath the other team's basket unless you know you can throw it really far out, maybe lead France on a fast break.
Oh,
beautiful pass.
Again, Yurchenkova, though, doesn't convert it. I don't know why.
And that was a beautiful pass.
And Mia misses. Tachuan keeps it alive for France. Tachuan for 3. And bullet dodged by Slovakia. Balantova drives and draws the foul. I mean, the way they're, you know, what's happening is you get the foul on Siak, so she comes out and Amont comes back in again. This is where Ruzicova caught the pass and scored. They're passing the ball over that French defense because the French defense is just coming out too far. Simple as that. And it's something that the coach pointed out. And
do you know why the French defense is coming out so far, though, especially on picks? They're hard hedging because guess what? Azurkova, she can come off a pick and hit that 3 right after. You know, a Slomova, a Balantova, they've proven in this tournament that they can come off a pick and knock down the 3. So France is worried, so that's why they are hard hedging. And you know what? They're giving up the passes, but
a nice play from Johannes, her first field goal.
And the exciting Johannes already gets on the board as soon as she checks in.
So the French are hedging their bets that they're going to be successful by coming out.
Yeah, that's what they're sort of giving up.
Gosh, Balantova is just not getting it done right now. And Dumerc turns the mistake into another basket. She's going to come out for that. That was just an awful turnover.
You know, we talked about how in the last game, Spain, we thought Spain came out to make a point that, hey, we're here to win the gold medal. You know what? I see France right now.
Yeah. Balantova just gave the coach something to think about because she just drilled a 3.
So maybe she won't come out. But in this opening 14 minutes, I think France is saying, hey, we're here to win the gold medal as well.
Johannes, I see what you mean. You're right. She's starting to heat up. They're starting to make a statement, the French. Could it be a France-Spain showdown? And the drive. And, well, if she's the player, we'll see. Is she the player? No, she's coming in for Dudasova. Johannes comes out. And I have to say, I don't understand that play unless she's absolutely got her tongue on the floor because she's just made 2 plays offensively. She's in the flow.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I think it's Valerie Garnier's game plan. You know, she typically, like I mentioned before, she goes to 12 players a game. That's tough for maybe some players, but you know, someone like a Johannes, they're ready to go whenever their number is called. So it doesn't matter how long she sits on the bench, how long she's out there playing. You know that she's going to be a threat. She's going to bring energy. So I just think it's Valerie Garnier's strategy, to be honest.
Well, thanks for that. Truthfulness. Minte, by the way, has come into the game for the first time. She's down on the baseline. Skrilla over to Chetwan now. Skrilla wide open. She's got to take it, but she's not going to make it. But Mente gets her first rebound. 10 steps out of bounds. So she gets, in just a couple of seconds, a rebound and a turnover.
She's evening out her evaluation.
Boy, Yurchenkova and Zyrkova are not on the same page. That was what you call an unforced turnover.
Yes, an unforced error.
Which
Good job, you're learning.
Which reminds me of your tennis match the other day. the pass inside, good hands from Romanarova. Romanarova played for the under-20s last year, chases it down, hustles back, and now Skrilla, whose pops was is a big rugby man, right?
He is. He's very well known in the rugby world in France.
And her brother as well?
Her brother has played for the national team, plays in the league there in France. Her dad was the national team coach.
Oh, nice feed inside, and Andy Meehan. And that's another positive stat for Miss Mente. Madame Mademoiselle
Shuffle
Mente.
pass to Meehan. Skrilla's family, you know, she was in Rio for the Olympics. And
Yeah.
her dad was in Rio with Rugby France. So not a bad little family.
Family reunion.
Yeah.
Well, Mente is 26 years old. So it's taken her a while to make this EuroBasket appearance. And Chetwan and Mente challenging on the boards. The ball goes out of bounds.
Yeah, and you know what? That's her job. I think Valerie Garnier has said every time you check into the ball, check into the game, I want you crashing the boards. Even if you can't get it, I want you trying to get a touch on it and maybe hopefully give you as an extra possession.
So the Slovaks call a timeout. It's not over, but for whatever reason, they've decided to dig a hole for themselves tonight. And Valentkova 7 points. Ruzickova 4 rebounds. Yurchenkova 2 assists. I mean, I think it's a valid point. I mean, maybe they showed France too much respect, but the sense of purpose, the determination that they had in their game against Ukraine,
Yeah.
I mean, it's almost as if this isn't the same team.
And we saw a very good Ukraine team play 3 games prior to the qualification game for the quarterfinals. And we said, wow, you know, I think Ukraine's going to come away with this before the game started. And
I think the words
Slovakia
were,
proved us wrong.
I think the words were Slovakia have no chance.
Yes, I was trying to put it a little bit more delicately.
Yes.
And this is just a different team. They seem a little timid. They're not comfortable out there. And give credit to France and France's defense. That being said, you know, I think Slovakia just needs to go with what was working for them. You need Valentkova being aggressive. You need Zyrkova being aggressive. Set screens, get movements, get the ball into your post. You know, they have a talented team, and they're not playing up to their level right now.
I mean, Zyrkova hasn't even attempted, I mean, she doesn't even have a point. Pass to Ruzickova, they find Yurchenkova. What a play by Slovakia. They must have heard us. They look like a different team on that one.
They did. You know, they moved the ball around. They weren't flustered by France's pressure. Made the extra pass, and they have an hour one.
And Johannes back in the game.
So she wasn't on the bench for long.
Nope. She's back in, and now it's a 12-point game. And really, I mean, the one thing about France is sometimes they can let you hang around in games, even when they're well on top of you. And Slovakia, you know, just make a couple of plays on defense, give yourself some chances on offense, and you might find yourself right back in it. Mente kind of fumbles the ball. Pupa picks it up, shot clock winding down, and Skrilla is able to put it up, and Yurchenkova rebounds it.
Wasn't the prettiest offensive set there for it.
Well, what a play. Valentkova went aggressively to the basket, and Pupa was like a superhero. I mean, look, she just chases right down, blocks her way, and I don't see too much wrong from the French defense on that one, so maybe a break for Slovakia.
But you know, if Slovakia wants to be competitive in this game, you need Balantova right now not backing down, not being worried about the French pressure, the French full court defense.
What about that stat? That's interesting.
That's
glaring.
I think that just proves how strong France is, and that doesn't matter who's on the court. If you start, if you don't start, everyone's a threat for them.
And again, Orostova's not a factor.
Points from turnovers. Did you see that? 13 for France and 0 for Slovakia.
It's a sad tale, but let's don't get too down on Slovakia because they've just attacked the basket and they're going to the line. So maybe they're going to turn things around here.
And we need to see that more from them. It's only a 12-point game. You know, we saw a Latvia team prior to this game come back against Spain, who, you know, they were down by more than that, and they made the game exciting. So I mentioned earlier, France isn't the typical team that puts away other teams. So keep in mind, I do think Slovakia can keep this close, and if they keep this close, you never know what happens at the end of the game.
Oh boy, Balantova just hasn't brought her A game tonight. Misses both free throws.
And those are missed opportunities, missed points.
And what are they shooting from the line tonight? Johannes. Epupa. Incredible. Nice move from Epupa. Slovak Republic. Don't really get to the line that much. And now Epupa.
Another steal by Epupa.
And the Slovaks are very lucky.
They are, you know, we mentioned free throw shooting. They're shooting 7 for 11. It's not great. It's not horrible.
And that was a foul. So they must have said that she had her hand on Mia. This is Epupa on the first steal. 3 fouls on Yurchenkova, so Vina Kalova is going to come back in.
And the Slovakia team in the 4 games prior to this averaged 16 turnovers a game, and they already have 9 tonight. So you can tell that they are not used to this pressure. They're definitely not comfortable. And you know, we see turnover points for France, and that's what's really killing them right now.
Entry pass, and Mente gets it and misses the shot. Now Balantova, got to watch out with the Epupa coming from behind you. Hands it off to Ruzitskova.
And you still, you know, I feel like every time Zurkova is in, you see Gael Skrilla in just for defense. And Zurkova hasn't really had to go up against someone who is quite a bit taller than her. And maybe that's why she doesn't feel comfortable going to her jump shot, going to her shot, you know, after the screen. Because she does feel a taller presence right beside her and doesn't think that she can get it off comfortably.
Well, if I were the coach of this Slovakian team, I would be pulling my hair out, but Svoboda is just over there at the end of the bench, just kind of watching calmly. Maybe almost as if to think, well, we knew it was going to be hard. So.
I mean, you don't have a lot of hair to pull out, so good thing you're not a coach.
I've got the hair on the chest. Now, the ball turns back over to Slovakia after the Foul on Mente, her first. Inbounds it to Balantova rather. And surely Zirkova can get something, whether it's going to the basket. Here she goes. Now she's just going to put it up. And this is going to be too long. She's the type of player that needs it to go in.
Yeah, she does. And you know
just
what?
Once.
Yeah, exactly. If it goes in one time,
she's going to put it up again.
Exactly. She's kind of a momentum player.
I meant to travel. If she didn't, it looked like it. And that's why he called it.
And
So
then,
wholesale substitutions now for France.
Yeah, we see this deep bench that France has, and it's really, she gets to rest so many players. But you do wonder in a really tight game, maybe in the finals, let's say they're playing Spain, do you go with what works the best? Oh, great defense.
Yep. Yeah, you got into position. And Khalova was stirring it up. Yayi, go! To a 16-point advantage. Balantova deep three. Oh, she banked it in.
Did she call that?
I'm not thinking she did. I haven't seen her do it in the entire EuroBasket, but, sometimes it's shots
2
like
points,
that
3
that turn
points,
things
it doesn't
around.
matter how you get them, right?
And it's okay. It's not a bad foul because it's only the second team foul for Slovakia.
Yeah, and you don't really want to give France, look at that. She checks in. What's the first thing she does? Beautiful defensive play.
Now watch
Celine
this.
Dumerc does a good job getting it back to her.
And you could tell
And then you have that three after.
you could tell that she meant to bank it in. You could see where she was looking.
Yeah.
So one foul on Romanova, joking of course. I don't want people to say, what an idiot. So 10 seconds on the shot clock. And Dumerc stops and pops.
2 points for France.
And 9 seconds. And great defense again from Ayayi. Now just 2.8 seconds left.
You look at Ayayi's stats. She's played 6.5 minutes, 2 rebounds, 1 assist, 2 steals, and 8 points. Can't really ask for much more in 6.5 minutes, to be honest.
She's had 2 consecutive good spells on defense here. Zirkova over to Balantova, brings a little bit of rain, and gosh, she almost went for it again. The backboard, but that last shot by Dumerc has given France a 39-24 lead here at halftime over the Slovak Republic. There is the shooting.
So, clearly Slovak Republic needs to shoot better than 2 points. 25% compared to 48. That's really where they're struggling the most.
They've also dropped off considerably at the line, the free throw line.
You're only giving up 2 more rebounds. That's not horrible. Turnovers, 10 is a lot, but for France to have 8, that's also a lot. So they got to cut down on your turnovers. You just take away from possessions and scoring opportunities when you turn the ball over without even getting a shot up.
And not only that, but they did, those turnovers led to French points. Memories come flooding back of Akupa stealing it and going in for layups. So Slovakia somehow need to raise themselves in the locker room. You know, the opportunity is still there. It's 15 points. And right now it's France on top. They are the ones that are closer to a berth in the FIBA Women's Basketball World Cup and a spot on the podium.
上题，一瞬间，眼睛远将白题。
Denní přehledné a aktuální informace z vašeho kraje, okresu i nejvyššího okolí. Luštění a křížovky pro celou rodinu. Rozšířená sportovní rubrika i pravidelné přílohy TV magazín, denní plný bydlení a magazín ženy. Objednejte si na 14 dní zdarma na 272 015 015. Mnohatý technologický vývoj. Investice do moderních ekologických technologií. Jednou z nejdelších distribučních soustav vytápíme 60 000 domácností. Díky vaší spolupráci a důvěře můžeme vyrábět opravdu čistou, levnou a spolehlivou energii. Elektrárny Opatovice. Jsme tepelné srdce východních Čech. I soutěžní jezdci už to vědí. Přichází vůz, jaký tu ještě nebyl. Atraktivní, sebejistý, bezpečný, prostorný, luxusně vybavený. Prostě nejlepší český liftback všech dob. A teď ujedu všem. Nový Hyundai i30. Hyundai. Matuj na pomerančovém Mambo. Vaše hvězdy chutí problém. Ochucená Madeleine s ovocnou šťávou.
Zajímavá témata s osobnostmi, které mají co říct. Host Lucie Lidové od pondělí do pátku od 9 hodin živě na rádiu.
Ready?
Well, 39-24, France on top of the Slovak Republic here. And, well, you know, you got a couple of issues here. You got many issues, but there's two of the most important. And if you're the Slovak Republic, you can say, right, we're going to have a real go at this and try to come back and win this game. Or you could say, you know what, we can come out, maybe have a go early on. If things aren't going to work out, then we're just going to pull back, get ready for the important games that's coming up in a couple of days, because then we would still have a chance to get to the World Cup. But the right attitude really is to have a go, isn't it? Because how many times do you get to the quarterfinals of a FIBA EuroBasket Women? And, you know, I mean, a win here, that means you're going to be playing for a medal in your next game. They just need to dig deep and try to get this right. I was just, you know, just talking to some of the Slovakian people that were like, well, you know, he was kind of thinking that they had already given up the ghost. I find that hard to believe, actually. I can't imagine that you would not just do everything.
Yeah. I don't think any athlete ever really gives up. And the thing is, we've seen crazier comebacks than this before. I mean, you've covered a lot of games. I've played in a lot of games. I've been on the positive side of a 15-point comeback, and I've been on the negative side of a 15-point comeback as well. So it's completely doable. They have to dig down. They have to play defense. They're going to have to rebound. Most importantly, they're going to have to limit their turnovers because they're not shooting the ball well. So if you're only shooting 26% for the game, but you're still turning it over 10 times also, you're just making things more difficult for yourself. And give credit to France where credit is due. I think their defense has disrupted them. It's made them very uncomfortable out there. But when we have seen Slovakia have a great offensive cycle, it's looked pretty. It's looked very pretty. So we know they are capable of it. You know, and it's tough. I mean, all 12 players have already played for France. You know, they just have weapon after weapon after weapon.
If I were the coach, I would put in the likes of Nikolašikova just for a couple of minutes. Maybe not start her, but get her in there. She's a big. Let her throw her weight around. You know, just go to your bench and just try to play hard. But it's, I mean, I take the point that, you know, you've got a really solid France team, even though there are a lot of youngsters now coming into the fold. Just have a go. Just have a real go.
You know, why not? You have nothing to lose. You really don't. So.
And Sarah Michelle runs into Rusitskova and commits the foul. So that's a good start. The pass inside the Rusitskova, and she shoots it over the basket.
But that's what you need to do, because France is hard hedging. Their defense is, you know, we're going to hard hedge picks, especially on Zerkova. So what you have to do is you have to, out of that pick, you go straight to the high post, and then that high post has to look low. And that's what they did. You know, I think Rusitskova just sort of forced the shot, but that was great movement, and that, to me, was a good offensive attack.
A serve on the baseline. And Sarah Michelle brings it back. And now inside. And Ordasova has it again. Now Zerkova with an opportunity. And a nice feed to Rusitskova. Surely from that spot, she has to be able to score, and just Siak was there. Just swatted her.
Yeah, and It was a beautiful pass. You know, I think she fumbled the catch, but she should have just gone straight up because she gave Siak time to come over and block that shot.
Yayi, a bit of a step back. So neither team has scored in almost 2 minutes into the second half. And the ball goes out of bounds. Yurchenkova's going to come in immediately. And Olesova checks out as well as Rusitskova. Zirkova, even that was challenged as she got to the line. I mean, this is not easy for her tonight.
No, it's not. But they know that Zirkova likes to go to her left. She likes to put the ball on the floor and then go straight up into her shot. So, yeah, Sarah Michelle, that was good defense. She had a hand in her face.
And the foul before the shot. Well, it's almost just no whistle. Just let her have the basket. Didn't see too much contact there. And Siak gets inside, shoots it over the hoop. So still, neither team has scored in the second half, 39-24. And Zirkova falls down. Valentova brings a little bit of rain. That's the Valentova that we know, and is back to a 12-point game. But then Mian goes right to the other end and scores with ease. Valentova again, this time was short. Over the head pass for Dumerc to Miam. She follows up to miss. Yurchenkova gets a hand on it, and Valentova has it. Zirkova gets a little bit of daylight.
That's her first clean look, I think. She looks tired. You know, she played big minutes the other day, and she actually did everything that they needed to have done to get the win, and maybe all those minutes are catching up to her now.
America's sure. I mean, France aren't really setting the world on fire here in the second half either. I mean, they've got 2 points. Oh, Miss Mary. Turnover, out of bounds, unforced miscommunication.
Yeah, I mean, they're off. But I talked earlier in the game and I said France isn't a big, high-scoring team. And 39 points is a lot of points for France. So they have cooled off. This is maybe a little bit more typical. Well, no, 2 points in 4 minutes, that's not typical. But the beauty is she can take people, Coach Valerie Garnier can take people out, put other people in, and maybe they'll bring France the spark they need.
Offensive foul. Is this, as you look at the ball going back over, just 2 points, nearly 4 minutes in, and the way that they're playing, I mean, it's just calls for concern for France. I mean, just say they go ahead and win this game, but they're a bit flat all of a sudden, or is it to be expected?
They're very flat, and what's disappointing is, you kind of wanted them to come out of this halftime and put Slovakia away, and Slovakia's not playing well either.
No.
So, the Greek team that is watching this game, the Greek coaches who are scouting right now, they must be feeling okay about this.
Well, Yurchenkova would not have missed that last layup, and Charcotero now goes to 4 points. And Now a turnover, and it's a Yayi that has it. Sorry, Michelle. Oh, and the youngster, the 18-year-old.
That's an 18-year-old. Did you see that move? She caught her that three, both feet on the ground. She shot faked, 2 dribbles, beautiful right hand finish. She's, you know, we've already started making a all-tournament young team, have we not?
Yes.
And I think she is definitely someone who is deserving to be on it.
Buď zastav tak, aby šel od tebe, nebo pokračujte dál. Aby, vidí, zase se vůbec nevracíme, vůbec nedobíráme ty hráčky. Pozdě dobíráme.
Svoboda looks pretty hot over there. I mean, he's really, you know, I think that kind of answers our question about.
Yeah, has he given up? I don't think he has given up.
Assisted turnovers, whatever you want to read into that.
Yeah,
A little bit of intensity on his face.
Both teams are struggling with turnovers tonight, but you definitely can't have 6 assists to 12 turnovers.
So Durasova. Benarova now. Rychenkova is trying to fight for position. The shot clock is winding down. Kudasova has to launch one. Now to Diandra Chapuan. And you know, she had a serious knee injury, didn't she? With her ultimately going to the Olympics last year, and she's come back.
She did. She's had a couple of bad injuries recently. You know, she had the ACL injury in, I want to say, January of 2016. So that took her out of the Rio Olympics. And, you know, she would have been on the team, in my opinion. She would have been their starting 3 had she been healthy. And then this year, just when she was coming back, she was...
Well, the 3 from Fokero, and now Siak at the rebound.
You know, just when she was coming back, she suffered a meniscus tear that she had to have surgery on. So it's been a rough, let's say, year and a half for Diandra. And this is the best that I have seen her look. And she's playing with confidence right now.
And what about...
She looks healthy out there.
That ball is off Rychenkova. When you're struggling, that is that's how it goes. Johannes. And Dudasova, 18 points, the deficit. And Dudasova drives in, bringing a sense of urgency. I guess where France have done really well tonight really is they have been pretty solid defensively. And they've broken up the play. And if you want your team to be good in one way or the other, that's good defense will keep you in the game, won't it?
And you know, we talked about France's scoring, and then they scored 39 points and a half. But typically they're not one to put a lot of points up. But they have always been a very strong defensive team. And we've mentioned this many times already in this tournament. If you can play defense, you can give yourself an opportunity to win a game, because even if you're not scoring, you're making sure the other team isn't able to score. And France is very good at doing that. So you know, they've only scored 6 points this quarter, but they've also only held Slovakia to 4.
So there you go.
So there you go.
So Amont comes back in for Siak. Johannes gets her hands on the ball. And Vinicius with the rebound off of Chechon's miss. Then Flora goes up and scores. Goes back to 45-30 now.
Slovakia 45-30.
I mean, if France do win this game, obviously in the semifinals, you would expect it to be a difficult one. And they would go up against Greece, and they know that'll be difficult.
Yeah, they only beat them by 3 before, so by no means is it going to be an easy game. And it was, sorry, they beat them by 7, and it was a close 7.
Yeah.
It came down to the wire.
And Greece led for much of that game, or for most of the game. Virginia Palova just took one shot down low, maybe give her another touch. And that was well off Orosova. And the Cooper just
a little bit out of control.
Orozova picks up the foul. Oh boy, that was a good, strong move, but no finish from Deandra.
Fouled by number 25, Ariel Dumont.
And Lamont ends up picking up her third foul. Orozova guarded closely. And again, the defense is where it's been consistently good tonight for France. And forcing Slovaks to try to make passes like that.
And it's another turnover, and I keep saying, you know, if you're not shooting well, you're not shooting a high percentage, only 24% from the field, you can't have 13 turnovers.
Young teenager again. But she's playing when she's 18. She's been playing for many years. She goes as long as Dumet, for example. A nice pass on the baseline, but good hands. And even then, even though there was a foul, France were going to give away an easy basket.
Exactly, and the beauty about Valerie Garnier having so many players that, you know, I talked about the scoring punch. You know, if someone's not scoring, you take them out, someone else. They also have fouls to give. You know, you're not going to really have a lot of players in foul trouble because you can keep rotating them.
Orozova makes the free throw. There's still time for the Slovaks if they could somehow get hot. I mean, we haven't seen in this game them get hot. You don't usually go start to finish without having a little bit of run. We saw it with Latvia against Spain. They were trailing big. They ended up cutting it down to 10.
You know, I wonder if Zerkova's only played 18 and a half minutes in this game. I'm wondering if coach is now saying, okay, you know what, look what happened last time we saved her. She had 31 points against Ukraine, so I'm wondering if he's maybe looking ahead already.
And she hasn't scored a point, which is incredible. I think that's more to do with it. I think she hasn't been effective.
Yeah, that's true also.
Denislova goes behind the back.
And guess who comes up with another steal?
Okupa. Tetuan over to Johannes, and it's good. The three-pointer. 48-32. Those crazy French friends, they are bouncing for joy over there. Dudasova.
Second personal foul for Sabina Varsova.
Deandra with a great penetration. She knew Joanna's was in the corner the whole time. She was just trying to draw the defense a little bit more, and perfect pass leads to 3 points.
And the pass to Amont, and she was fouled with 4.9 seconds remaining.
By Barbara Valentová, third personal foul. 2 free throws for France.
I haven't seen Slamova either in the second half, so you also wonder about her.
Yeah, she's only played 5 minutes and 30 seconds, and you know, we've seen her knock down a few threes. So you think if Slovakia does want to crawl back in this game, they might think about putting some scoring threats out there, you know, especially from the 3-point area.
Maybe the fatigue factor. Palenikova obviously lost for the rest of the tournament with her injury. So that hasn't helped. And that shot from Balentova's kind of like symbolic of how their night has gone. It just was not even close. Ball goes out of bounds. 10 more minutes to go. France in complete command.
And you know, we say this after every quarter. Just think of that shooting percentage from Slovakia.
Well, the player that is leading the way defensively, at least statistically for France, is Olivier Pupa with 3 steals. And Ayayi has a couple. Amont, Michel, and Siak each have a steal. Almost seems like Sarah Michel, her role has diminished somewhat. And I don't know if that's just for this game or whatever, but I think she's got a lot to offer France, and you know, especially in these big games that are going to be coming up. She's got experience. She's versatile. She's always playing great defensively. So it might be something for Miss Garnier to think about. I'm sure she doesn't need any advice on how to coach, but she's looked pretty good tonight when she's played. In her 8 minutes, Garnier has given her. Michelle, I mean, she's only taken a couple of shots. I mean, just across the board, you don't see much, but defensively, if you look, they're plus 10 when she's on the floor.
Yeah, she's only played about 17 minutes a game.
So she's under that now.
Yeah, she is. You know, 5 for 13, 38%, 38.5%. 7 boards, 5 assists in those 3 games for France. So I do think typically Sarah Michel starts. I think Valerie was a little worried about Zirkova and thought maybe a taller Gael Skrella starting on her might. And I mean, it worked well for them. You haven't seen Zirkova much tonight, so yeah, I think it might have been a little tactical.
Ooh. Tova went hard, went down hard. What, you know, did France have any? I don't think they would have had that much of an advantage from playing in Prague, would they?
No. Oh, I think the advantage is they had 2 days off. They finished first in their pool, in their group, and so they had 2 days to prepare for this game.
And they, yeah. Well rested. A nice shot from Johannes.
And you know, she's only played 14 minutes and has 12 points. You want to talk about efficiency?
Yeah, I know. They've just been so thoroughly on top of the Slovaks in this game that it's almost hard to place a value on all of this, really. But I guess defensively, you can't argue with what they've been able to do.
Yeah.
I think the rest factor probably doesn't help Slovakia because they do look tired. But that's part of the game. I mean, every team, you know, you got to give an advantage to the team that finishes first. Otherwise, what's the point?
Yeah. No, absolutely. And you know, Slovakia ended up beating Ukraine 68-82 in favor of Slovakia. But it was a lot closer than that, and there was a lot of runs in that game. So it did take a lot out of the Slovak Republic players. You know, you talk about Zerkova. Zerkova in that game, even though they won by that margin, played 38 minutes. So maybe a little bit of fatigue, especially in Zerkova, who's a little bit of a older athlete, let's say. Maybe she's feeling the effects of it.
You have played in FIBA Americas Championships, and you compare it to the EuroBasket women. Do you just look at this and say, this is a tougher competition?
Yeah, it is. I mean that's noticeable by looking at Nike FIBA rankings. It's noticeable by looking at who got medals. The last Olympics, the Olympics previous to that, you can tell that the European teams are a lot stronger at this time than the Americas teams. That being said, Brazil about 10 years ago, Cuba 10 years ago, the U.S. had to come and qualify with us. You know, the world champion didn't get an automatic bid. They've changed that up a little bit. So it was a very tough qualifying group before. And, you know, Brazil have an Olympic medal. Cuba's had a top 5 finish in the world before. So, but right now, where European women's basketball is, it is a lot tougher tournament, and it's longer. They play more games. It's a lot more games. You know, we don't have as many teams competing, so it's a tougher tournament for sure in a lot of different aspects.
Yeah.
Just from my experience, the gyms are a little nicer here. The food's a little nicer. The hotels are a little nicer. But, you know, that has nothing to do with FIBA. That's the difference between Europe and the Americas as well.
Sure. Well, the dunk. And Sarmashil helps up Yurchenkova.
I have noticed this in all the games that we've covered. The players compete, and they hit, and you know, maybe they throw some elbows, some shoves, but they always help each other up. It's something that does not happen in FIBA Americas. There is no love lost. You knock someone down, you stare at them and walk away. Yeah, it's a little bit, it's a very different style of game, to be honest. It's a lot more scrappy, it's a lot more aggressive. I would say it's a little bit more dirty. You know, I couldn't imagine seeing these European refs have to go and ref in the FIBA Americas. They'd have no idea what hit them.
Well, I sung the praises of Sarah Michelle, but she missed that one. Well, that was not what Slamova needed. And she reached up, knocked the ball out of Siak's hand, and it was called for a foul.
Followed by Angelika Slapova. Second personal foul. Substitution Slovakia with number 4 back to the game. Rebecca Mikulášíková.
Here's Sarah Michelle again. Goes bounce pass. Look at how they move it beautifully. France that time, the offense looked great. They just didn't finish with the shot.
First personal foul for setting the bench.
And, you know, we've talked about this many times, and, you know, unless I'm going to, a 20-point lead with 6 minutes left, it's been done many times, but it's difficult, and especially difficult when you're not shooting the ball well. So, but you have to remember that Slovakia needs to feel good going into the next game, and that's why I think if they can finish strong in the next 6 minutes and 50 seconds, it's going to give them confidence for that next game that they're going to. And, you know, we know Spain is going on, so now it means if you get to that 5th, 6th place game, you're going to next year's World Cup. And this is, you know, this is also why you're here. It's not just to, you know, that podium finish. It's more than that. And so you want to see Slovakia kind of get things rolling a little bit.
First personal foul for player number 4,
Well, Siak makes the first. And France on top, 55-34. Oh, that's a carry there. You know how today Greece couldn't miss a shot, it seemed? It just seems like Slovakia just can't make one.
Yeah, they really, there's a lid on this basket for them, both ends of the court, unfortunately, because they're a lot better than they're showing right now.
And Siak is, again, working her way to the free throw line. It's just been a painful exercise for Slovakia, and we just have to say it. They have just been overmatched tonight. And you throw in maybe a little bit of fatigue, although they played one more game.
Yeah, and, you know, one of France's advantages is that they play all 12 players. And, you know, Slovakia doesn't do that. They don't have that luxury. So their players have played a lot more. You know, their star players have played a lot more minutes. So
well, Mikola Sokova has just come in. They're 18-year-old.
So yeah, I think he's, you know, going to try and give some of his stars a little bit of a rest now.
Yeah, Kovačikova as well is going to come into the game.
This for Siak from the free throw line.
Pass inside, Mikola Sokova denied. And that shot is no good. The ball hit to Michelle. For 3.
And, you know, I mentioned this in the first half. I think Minte's job is to go in there and get offensive rebounds, and that's exactly what she has done in her minutes here tonight.
Strela and Mikola Sokova. She's a big girl. I mean, you know, she's got potential perhaps to develop into something for the Slovaks. I mean, to make the senior team and play the EuroBasket. She hasn't played much, but And finally, Slova makes a basket.
Oh, it was their game,
And now
their
timeout
third
France.
group game that they ended up losing.
Still with the foul.
Yes, they did lose that game, and she was in at the end of the game, and she scored. And
You
the
could see
smile, just her eyes lit up. She realized what she had done. You know, she got her first 2 points for the Slovakian Slovakian national team, and she was just so excited. And you know what? She's a perfect example of what it means, though, to play for your national team. She's passionate about it. It's what she wants to do, and you saw that out there, even though she only played a few minutes at the end of a game that they were already losing. I have to say, we've seen a lot of teams play now. We've seen a lot of fans, and I have to give a shout out to the French fans who have traveled here, because I wouldn't necessarily say they're the youngest. There's a good, some young and some older fans, but they are the most creative. I would say the most energetic. They probably spent half this game on their feet jumping around, and they're just really excited to be here and celebrate this championship with France.
2 more points for France. Marianne Holt.
I do know that the French Federation does a very good job of putting together packages for fans and family to come and be a part of these types of events. So it's no surprise that there are a lot of fans. You know, they stay in the same hotel, they go sightseeing together. So, you know, it's like your summer vacation. You follow France.
Well, they go to some nice places if you think about it. I mean, there could be worse places than Prague.
Definitely.
Although, to be fair, Hungary and Romania a couple years ago, that was a lot of fun. I know for, everybody that went, those two countries. And now,
that might just make the highlight reel.
Mikola Sokova showing us the swat. There it is again. Watch this. I mean,
She says, not in my house.
I think she may have even scared a Pupa, but amongst a youngster, I'm taking it right at you. Kudasova, and the steal from Michel, and now up to a Pupa. Oh, beautiful play from France. And they whip it out to a Yayi wide open. Good!
And that's when I think France looks their best. They are really unselfish. No one cares who scores on this team. They just want to score. And, maybe Minte even could have gone up, but she knew if she made one more extra pass, it would have led to a better shot, and sure enough, 3 points on the board by Yayi.
And Sarah Michel, like I tell you, is a constant menace defensively. And Mikola Sokova goes in strong. See if she breaks out into a grin. I guess
Saw a little fist pump after it.
the first 2 points that she scored, that was the first 2 points, but this is a different.
Yeah, now she's used to scoring.
It's a different kettle of fish, yes. Minte. Sarah Michel, good, the 3.
Another 3-point shot. Sarah Michel. Substitution both teams.
And Reminarova is coming in. We got some substitutions. Johannes comes back in. 1:50 remaining. And did you play against the 18-year-old Charterot this season?
For Slovakia,
for France?
sorry?
No.
For France? Oh, Charterot. Yeah, she plays in Bourges. You know, she is the up-and-coming star of Bourges, of France. She's great. She has amazing footwork for someone her age, but also for someone her position. And she's not shy. She's not shy about taking open shots, getting to the basket. It'll be exciting to follow her career.
Oh, and the block from Minte, and the defense for France. We've maybe been a bit too harsh, perhaps, on Slovakia in a way, and not given enough credit to the French defense. I mean, they have just given away really nothing.
They haven't. You know, nothing has come easy for Slovakia tonight. And do I think that they missed some easy baskets? Absolutely. But were they forced into taking a lot of hard shots, even more than that? Yes. So that's a credit to France's defense and just how good it is. And look at that. They're so unselfish.
They are indeed.
Again, Minte gives up her own shot and finds the eye.
Shot inside, and she's going to get another opportunity. And Slova.
So finally.
Cooper drives in, whips it. Tucker short. He's not afraid to take the three, that's for sure. Final 8 seconds, ticking off the clock. And it also recalls the last play. And she gets blocked. And France have clinched the spot in the semifinals, and they have also earned a place in the World Cup, the FIBA Women's Basketball World Cup next year, which will be played in Spain. Well, the shooting numbers do not paint a pretty picture at all for the Slovakians. Better for France. And strange stat pattern, really. 45 to 41 rebounding. This shows that the Slovakians were giving it their all. But the turnover is 19.
France had
11 steals and 6 blocks. That's pretty telling.
It is, and I mean, France had 8 turnovers, so they only had 1 turnover in the second half. So, you know, you see Ayayi there with 13 points. Sarah Michelle, 3 steals in very limited time. Same with Minte, 2 blocks and not a lot of playing time. Again, Valentova, you know, did everything she could for Slovakia with 13. Joanna's 12, Miem 9. And, you know, Miem's been their leading scorer. She only had 9. People are scoring for France who aren't typically, you know, their go-to scorers, and this is what I'm saying. They could be a dangerous team because they are so deep. And from the beginning of this tournament, you know, I said, I think the team that wins is going to be the team that has an incredibly strong bench. And France has showed how deep they can go. You know, they have 12 people who can play on any given night.
Well, they'll be tough opponents, no doubt, for Greece again. It's going to be a great game, I'm sure, from both standpoints. I can't honestly see Greece playing any better than